for a real treat as we get to see two of the best backs in the league. It's Run CMC and Saquon's and the Panthers and Giants. Next.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at this Giants ball club. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants ready to go to work on offense, and leading them out, their third-year quarterback from Duke, Daniel Jones.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss, and despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Now Jones. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Somebody missed an assignment. He was waving his arm saying, hey, I'm wide open. They found him.
You think? You think? I mean, he was so wide open. Did you see he was just windmilling like he was Don Quixote or somebody out there? And then they found him for a really nice gain.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 68 yards.
They look like a team that really emphasized the running game in the offseason. They were going to build around it. Didn't matter if they were going to run gap scheme, power scheme, whatever. They've got a runner who finds yardage if you give him just a little bit of space.
On 1st down, Jones. And this one complete to Smith. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And, CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. What's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions.
Barkley hit, and the ball pops free. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuse.
That's to Galladay, and he's got it. Touchdown, New York. Kenny Galladay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Giants are going to take a first-quarter lead. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team, because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. On the return, here comes Amir Abdullah. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Panthers under head coach Matt Rule. They'll be led out by the 2015 NFL Most Valuable Player in his 11th season in the league, 32-year-old Cam Newton.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go, but if he can keep going to the pace he's at, it's going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
Here's Christian McCaffrey. His pops was a Giant for 3 years, and he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Newton to throw. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They snap it to Newton, being chased out left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the 1st down.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Come on now. That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They fake the give. Newton. escaping the pressure right. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on second down. Newton forced out to his Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now. Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On second down, here's Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Looking to throw. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Newton. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Short completion, just 4 yards. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Newton. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he is going to have the Panthers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. On 1st down, Newton. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
and a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And this one is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Newton throwing again. Flush to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. Well, you don't want a coach in Charles to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending the play, and making a bad throw. It turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
Gano now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Coming off the pick six, it's Newton. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down, McCaffrey. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. Third down, here's McCaffrey. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. That's on Pat Elflein, the guard. 5 in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd. McCaffrey following the penalty. McCaffrey with a first down and more. And all the way up to the 46. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That's how you get right back for the map, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Pushes him aside at the 45. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. From the 44, Newton. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. picked up by James Bradbury. And the Giants are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Jones. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with it defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Jones. Open man right side is Ingram. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw again. To Barkley on the check down. Escapes the defender. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 33. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
We got this.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Gano's kick is right through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just 1 play. Eluding the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Julian Love picks it, and the Giants are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start with a couple of teams from neighboring states in the Southeast. Atlanta at Hard Rock Stadium to take on Miami. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the 2nd quarter. Devin Funchess, a touchdown reception. Another game of interest in the AFC East has us checking in on the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Keelan Cole, up near 100 yards receiving with a touchdown as well. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. Demarcus Robinson, a touchdown reception. Now time for a check of the next-gen stats in the first half for Carolina. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. Both teams making their final adjustments for the second half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. Now Abdullah, the return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Panthers and Cam Newton getting set to go again here on offense. And that first half was nothing short of a disaster. 0 points on the scoreboard and a big 3 in the INT column.
So they've got to get him going, obviously, right? So you've got to get him in rhythm. And we always think of short passes. I think of jet sweeps where they just kind of toss the ball forward. You know, that counts as a forward pass. And then you can say to him, look at that. You completed 3, 4, 5 in a row. Now you've got to get your confidence going.
Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Rolling to his left. He's going to look deep for more. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, if you do read man covers, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think of...
Pressure comes in, he's brought down, it's a Panther sack. Hassan Reddick in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. Here's the Giant defense now as they head back onto the field. And for them, the amount of takeaways that they've had in this game, I mean, it's the story of this contest.
And what a story it is for them, because what we've been seeing, you feel horrible for the guys on offense because you feel like it's just a total breakdown at this point. But that was caused by what they've done on defense. Attacking at all angles, faster to the football, popping it free, making plays. It's actually a joy to watch if you like great defensive football.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. From the 27, Newton steps away to his left. He'll have a 1st down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Now it's Newton. Buying time to his left. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
7 yards to pick up there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays.
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Jabari Zuniga drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Newton now to throw. Dancing to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Julian Love. And the Giants will take over here just shy of the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New York. Taken in at the 11. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Newton. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
And not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Jabari Zuniga able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Giants on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Throwing Jones. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Hassan Reddick picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. So the Giants now are going to turn it over to their field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. Gano's kick is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. This game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this fourth quarter. And my goodness, another interception. Julian Love picks it, and the Giants are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Giants, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they dropped just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons.